I'll give you the floor. I haven't spoken to you since the Lincoln Riley to USC and then Brian Kelly to LSU moves went down. The conversation being that it's just the latest example in my mind of I don't want to hear a person complain about a player not playing in a bowl game. If coaches are allowed to do something like Brian Kelly has every right to do what he did. Notre Dame was potentially going to play in the college football playoff when he did that. What's your sense on the topic du jour in college football?
Yeah, no, I don't like the direction the sport's going in that respect. I think it's irreversible. Basically, I think the fluidity is hard to stop with the transfer portal, the coaches movement. A couple things happened. One, on the coaching front, Ogeron getting fired was a chilling thing for coaches because 2 years ago he's walking on water at LSU. 2 years later he's out of a job, and it can happen that fast. So I think people feel like, well, if they can do that to one of their own, Brian Kelly goes down to LSU knowing he's got to win because culturally it's a weird fit. He's had, I'm sure you've talked about some awkward moments trying to transition to the Bayou, which is a unique, wonderful place. But I've talked to many coaches over the years who've been outsiders there, whether it's DiNardo or Mike Archer. If you're not from there and you don't get the culture, you just have a shorter rope. So Brian knows he needs to win. Lincoln Riley, to me, listen, I mean, no offense intended to Norman, Oklahoma, but if you have a chance to be in L.A. and resurrect USC, I think he feels like he's gone as far as he can in Oklahoma. They didn't win a championship or win a playoff game, but headed to the SEC, it's going to get even more challenging. I think he sees a chance to immediately inject life into recruiting at USC, which has been kind of untapped for a while. They have not recruited the way they've needed to, let guys go. But just look at these California quarterbacks. Look at C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. L.A. guys, Rich. They're from right there.
Right, Najee Harris. I mean, like honestly, if you could
and on,
you could take all these kids, some of the best players from Alabama right now, and had they not been poached from Southern California, they'd stayed put. You're not just losing guys to Oregon or somewhere else in the Pac-12. You're losing them to schools across the country. Right.
And so I think he comes in, obviously, able to flip a couple guys. And I think he'll, look, there's value in being younger and hipper on the recruiting trail, right? And that's what Notre Dame sort of got when Kelly leaves, Marcus Freeman gets promoted. All of a sudden, you got a younger, hipper energy. And there's value in that in 2021 in terms of the recruiting climate. So I think Lincoln will do well at USC. I really do. I think he's a guy they feel like will make big upgrades in recruiting and make a difference on Saturdays. I think that's what they're looking for a lot of times in coaches who can call the plays as he does and literally make a difference during the game. And a CEO type coach is less able to do that. But Lincoln is the guy that runs the offense. And so for better or worse, it's his show. And I think that he's got a great brand and right now it's hot. And I'm not surprised he made the move.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.